welcome to the Midwest. My name is Jesse, and I just recently got a chance to do something that I had been asked about for a long time, cryo. So my wife gave me a cryo session as a gift for my birthday, and I was really excited. And I just want to give you a little bit of my take on cryotherapy. And because I get a lot of questions as far as what I think about cryo and how is cryo compared to a ice bath or to a cold walk or a cold shower, you know, what's better and all these things. So I just want to talk about that today. So first of all, I want to say I like cryo. I thought it was really great. I was a little bit nervous whenever I first got there, and I was like, you know, it was a new experience, and of course I'd heard that cryo goes down to negative 240 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's negative 150 degrees Celsius, but I am really not sure. I'm trying, guys, and I am getting better. But I'm not 100% sure on the Celsius on that. But overall, so I got in, and the operator was really nice, and I was in there for 3 minutes. And so I get a lot of people asking me, okay, how is this compared to my cold shower? How is this compared to an ice bath? And I'll tell you this, when it comes to the intensity of the cold, there is just no comparison to an ice bath or a cold shower. Just water, cold water in general is far more intense than cold air. I will say that my comparison, and take a look at my blog post below, because I write a lot more detail in that blog post than what I'm going to go over in this video. But what I would compare, I compare a Wim Hof method style ice bath to what a Wim Hof method style ice bath is to a frozen over lake is what cryo is to a walk in maybe 20, maybe the teens Fahrenheit. That would be -7 and lower, a little bit lower Celsius. If you're walking outside in that temperature and it's kind of windy, okay? That's what it felt like to me. And this is just based off of I've done cold exposure for years, a lot of different kinds of cold exposure, and that is how I would compare it. It wasn't as intense as I thought it was going to be. They did have me wear gloves and little footies for my feet, which is great. That's exactly what I do whenever I do a cold air walk out in the snow or just overall in the cold. And that's just because your extremities are the first things to hurt, and you just don't. I'm trying to make it into a pleasant experience, and I'm looking for a good cold exposure overall. So normally I wear protection for my extremities. There's I think a real positive thing if you live in a temperate climate or a climate that doesn't get a hard winter like those of us who do. I would really suggest trying cryo, because there is a difference between the intensity of the cold and really just to find out what it's like to walk around on a really cold day in your shorts. You know, that is a microcosm of what that is. Now, there is a huge draw to cryo, and even though I liked it, I'm probably not going to go back until maybe the summertime. I'm all about variety in my cold exposures. I love, just really changing it up, and I try not to fall into the same old. There for a long time, I was taking an ice bath every day, and that's all well and good, but if I can, especially during the winter time, I try to just go find something crazy to do in the cold. Obviously, you got to do what you can work with, but cryo, I think that there are some great things to it, and there are some things that I think there's a great pull to cryo because there's a certain degree of safety that people feel. For some reason, to walk outside in a freezing cold day, for some reason people feel, well, that's dangerous, or I'm gonna, I'm going to get sick if I walk outside in that kind of cold. Whereas if I walk outside, go to this, it's a chamber, and there's this, you see this, it's like a science fiction, like frothing steam, and these lights are coming down, and I mean, there's a whole experience to cryo that you have to see the fact that a certain degree of the experience is just this whole I'm getting into this machine type of a thing. It's definitely an artificial environment. Obviously, I mean, it makes the air temperature go down to 240 Fahrenheit. So that's unnatural. That's something you can't really find in nature. However, like I said, just going by feel, just going by the way it felt to me, I'd felt that way before, and I'd felt that way many times whenever walking in the snow when there's a breeze and I'm just walking around in shorts. That's what it felt like to me. Now, there's no way for me to know as far as like, did my white blood cells, was there a difference in all that? But the thing is, to a great degree, cold exposure, the whole point of cold exposure, I mean, you're going to feel the changes. And so I feel like it's excellent, it's awesome, but it's free to go outside in the wintertime if you live in a place that gets a cold winter. So I personally, myself, I probably will do cryo again, but I'm going to walk outside and get the free cold and just enjoy that. Right now I'm wearing a coat. Normally, I noticed the last few videos I did, I've been doing a lot of shirtless videos. Tonight I'm actually going to do a pretty extreme. I'm going to get into a lake and do a bunch of cool stuff and swim around, and so I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm kind of gearing up for that cold challenge tonight. But overall, when it comes to cryo, it's pretty cool, pun intended. Take a look at my blog for the details. There's some cool things about cryo that I do like, especially for people who are maybe hesitant to try cold exposure. Maybe it's a great way for them to ease into it. Cold showers are definitely more intense, in my opinion. And if you get a really cold shower, like right now in the Midwest, my showers are I would say about 40 degrees, which I believe is around 8 degrees Celsius. So that, whenever you have a 10-minute cold shower in that, you're getting intensity, boom, it's right on you. Whenever you get into a cryo chamber, it takes a while. They go down pretty fast, but they slowly kind of bring that temperature down. And a lot of the training that we do with Wim Hof method is dealing with that immediate, that fear, that panic, fight or flight response, and containing that, learning to deal with that, learning how to harness it to do what you want. So, there are differences. Would I eliminate it and say no, it's not worth it? No, it's cool. It's awesome. But it has its place. But I would not say that it's superior. I would just say that it's another way you can get a cold exposure. Guys, again, I spell it all out in far more detail in my blog. So take a look at the link below and let me know what you think. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to try to catch up on some of these questions. I took a brief sabbatical over the Christmas holiday and the New Year's holiday, so I'm going to try to catch up with some of the questions. Keep them coming. I really do appreciate them. And this year, I'm really going to try to do more blogging. So take a look and try to give me some, hopefully, some positive feedback on my blog. Questions are always welcome too. Anyway, guys, thanks again. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to go out there and be nice to people. Oh yeah. Okay.